my god. Nothing.
Gosh, don't make me laugh. We're live. Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to do a bit of an extended recap and let the party fill in Viggo as, he has rejoined, he has rejoined the party. I didn't know if you wanted me to use the pronouns of Viggo or you, and anywho, he. Yeah, so if you guys want to just run over recap real quick, we'll jump right into it.
First off, we gotta figure where did Viggo get left off in our story?
At the cliff,
Stonejaw Keep.
Stonejaw Keep with Talia.
Mm-hmm.
We had the last thing I remember was the Mondo servants.
Okay,
Oh,
so this is right after Mondo. Yeah. The best wishing episode that ever existed was the day that Sharn was saved, and Mondo got the mansion.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Those were all on the same day, and that's pretty fucking solid. Okay, so a lot has happened since then.
Yeah.
Like a significant amount of shit.
Very significant amount.
Our relationship with Xandris is disgustingly tenuous.
Yes. Absolutely terrible. Viggo probably would have killed him by now, honestly.
I would.
Yeah,
I absolutely would.
But Rockshot is starting to become a little more chaotic evil.
Yeah.
In a way, or chaotic neutral.
Yeah, there you go. We're not evil, we're chaotic. But the fact that we wake up every day in different moods is almost true to character due to the fucking trauma.
I thought you were going to say every day we wake up and choose violence.
Sometimes we do. I'm not going to lie. What Mondo did last session was out of character, or like almost out of himself, but it wasn't. I don't know. I think he's starting to... He's losing the good part of his chaotic good, but he still's got a little trying to keep his best grip on it.
I'm trying to keep a hold of good with Rockshot too, but she's turning into more neutral. Because Rockshot is the only one that has killed a civilian by accident.
You what?
Yeah.
What?
So one of Jurgen's group of lackeys was hanging around in the forest, and I wanted to interrogate them.
It was the desert.
But whatever,
It's okay.
I can't remember exactly.
Okay. Continue.
And I had acquired a new ability where I could get primal savagery that does biter claw attack for 1d10 acid damage, and I had it in my claws. And I was trying to intimidate them, and I forgot that my claws were poisoned and dug my claws into the shoulder of the dude, and I killed him. And yeah, it was a traumatic experience.
It was a pretty sad scene.
Rockshot.
It was a heavy scene. Like the way this almost big bad John of a man, like the biggest one they had in the group, just kind of slumps down and picks the dude up, like not even crying yet, and walks out. It was a moment, sure. Yeah, it hit heavy.
Yeah.
But also, don't be in Zangan gang. It's a bad gang.
They were just a bunch of posers anyway.
No, you're not telling us that there were posers of the pose. That's awful. Posers to the second square.
Oh, man.
Were you there for Jurgen's death?
He was.
Okay, yes. We managed to...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We finally got rid of him a couple sessions
Oh, yes,
back.
we finally got rid of... I kept his femur. I kept one of his femurs. And
Just
made
in
it into
case.
a knife.
Just
Please
in
whittle
case.
it into a knife or
I think
something.
I gave it to Rattle because he's got a collection of bones.
Rattle loves bones.
Yep, he's got that minotaur spine.
Yeah.
sitting around
Anytime we find
with
cool
not a
bones, we
quarterstaff,
always
it's
give
a
it to
full
Rattle.
staff now, right? He doesn't have a quarterstaff, he has a full staff. It looks awesome.
Not too long ago, they took down some dragon poachers.
Yeah.
Stole an airship, and Berg was trying to figure out with Mondo how to load the ballista on the actual airship after they had landed. They were sort of messing around with some of the weaponry. So Berg gets on the ballista, braces his feet against the head of it, and is trying to pull back the cord. failed his strength check, pulls it all the way back, his feet slip, and then it just launches him, like starfish style, into a tree like 20 feet away.
Oh yes, and
It's brutal.
With the luck blade that Mondo acquired, he wished himself to have angel wings. And this is a sketch that I did.
Bro.
Yes.
Did you witness the ceremony? It hurt like hell. That was the quote. Oh my god.
He also got a little gray marble, and he can activate it, leave it somewhere in space, and it'll just stay there, and it projects a 3-dimensional map of all of Eberron, marking locations that they've been to previously.
And people,
Fucking cool.
and people that we are close with, so
Yeah.
we can use it to find Viggo? Question mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause Viggo's
Especially if he's conveniently close.
Like conveniently close.
Come on, you guys.
We've been on a journey
Come on.
on this airship for like days, and we're on the other. We're on like the.
Okay,
East
I guess
side of
I guess
Khyber.
Am I across
this
the country?
is as
Yes.
good a
Oh my
place.
God.
I guess this is good a place as any to start.
Wait, what?
Uh,
Is
I
there
still don't
anyone-
have half an idea what happened.
It would actually be pretty
Yeah.
fucked up if Logan was like, actually, yeah, he is close. He's in the Mournlands.
Oh no.
Wait, okay. Oh, the Warforged. We have to tell them about the Warforged.
Oh yeah, that's a big,
Found.
that's a
That is a-
extremely important part.
Do you
Yes.
remember the little Warforged gnome
No,
thing?
I don't think he was here.
What
for
about
that.
Are you
orbs?
sure?
Talk of orbs.
You mean the goblins?
No.
They're
I
cool.
know,
They're
Okay.
They're doing good.
So
They're
Good.
good.
I missed them.
they were talking about an obsidian stone dungeon earlier. It's something that they all delved into and sort of split up and scoured. They took down quite a few undead in there. Just sort of looking around, found some relatively cool stuff. Rakshata got a obsidian carved sword of lightning. Mondo managed to find a couple arrows enchanted with a cold spell and copied the enchantment into his spell book. At the end of the dungeon, they managed to find a secret door, which a very dark red orb was
Orbs are never
behind. Long story short, it was one of two halves. There was the red orb and then a multicolored bright orb that Xandris had that had the capability to multiply the power of magic exponentially, which is basically how he almost nuked Sharn.
And
But
we have the other half of that thing?
No. That's where the fun part of all of this is.
Did you lose the orb?
No. Follow this.
they
Follow this, Rattle.
Oh, yes. Rattle.
in that same room where they found the red orb, there was a warforged, an inactive warforged, it's like robotic person with two dome-shaped cavities in its chest with like little doors that were open. So they took the warforged with them
In the portable hole.
in the portable hole. Mondo kept the red orb in his bag. After quite a few sessions, I think it was 2 or 3 sessions, they managed to get the other orb from Xandris' possession, immediately socketed both orbs into the Warforged, who then came online with this like explosive force that knocked them all back pretty far.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of roleplay elements that have been left out of that story, but
Yeah,
We need to-
there
yes.
were some.
No,
I mean, if you guys want to elaborate,
Yes.
I'd love to watch
Yes.
this unfold.
oh,
What
Lord.
did you do?
Well,
Alright.
I think I was part of it too. Rakshata was.
I mean, you just had the hole open.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it pretty
I
much
was like, let's put him in there,
this orb
and then
infected both of us in a sense, me and Rattle.
You have a curse now.
No, it just it made us slightly greedy, but
You
Rattle-
have a curse now.
No. Rattle robbed Mondo in his sleep. But
Basically, I'm gonna go through the bag and grab the orb.
For some of the best stealth checks I've ever seen.
Yes,
Absolutely.
It was
To
like,
be honest.
wasn't
Absolutely.
It an act 20 for that
it was
roll?
close.
Some really.
If it wasn't a natural 20, there was like definitely a series of teens
No.
for the stealth rolls.
Yeah, Mondo didn't do well. He was fully asleep, so he had to roll at disadvantage on perception. That's why Mondo doesn't sleep in.
That's why he just goes to the library.
He just
at night.
trances. I haven't been asleep in weeks, man.
Yeah.
It's true.
No, but it was like one of the funniest role play moments when stuff like that happens. But no, the orb's long gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like
the
both of
shittest
those.
the Warforged
Yeah, now we're
that
chasing
blasted
after this
out
fucking
into
War
space.
Forge with Xandra's Freaky Friday bullshit.
Yes, dangerous.
You
Keep your friends close or whatever the fuck.
Well,
have
I-
a robot that's going to destroy things. And
Um,
you let it go.
So, no, they didn't really have a chance to get to it before it took off. It flew off like
It was like a jet.
Yeah. As soon as both orbs were socketed in, it left.
Absolutely.
We tried to follow the smoke trail of its
We
feet,
didn't, we didn't stand a fucking chance.
but I didn't have the boots of haste then. I shot that wasn't that fast.
They did recently come across a little bit more information that might help them in tracking this.
We were very
Warforged down.
A couple of the last episodes were really, really spiritual, and in a
Yes.
sense, they were very gods oriented,
Mhm.
especially through seeking knowledge. Mondo's fucking epiphany, that shit.
Ivan is a beast.
Ivan's a beast,
He's
and
getting
he has
there.
he has the luck sword now.
All right. So, with where we left off last session,
No, we're not done yet. We have to tell him about the lightning rail and the bombs that we had to defuse.
Good. That's a quick story because that involves
Yeah.
how we meet a very important NPC,
Exactly.
an extremely
Segue.
important.
Okay,
NPC.
so you left Stonejaw. You killed a man.
Yeah.
Then you found these orbs,
Right,
and then you put them in the robot, and then the robot took off.
right.
And now you've defused a bomb,
Multiple
bombs.
bombs.
multiple bombs.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's like we're living out the dream, babe.
Corvarian
That was-
dream.
But we
That was
defused
not
the
a fun
bombs and
situation.
it enabled us to meet Grampton,
Oh
Our
god,
our favorite of NPCs,
Beautiful.
the one that got
handsome old man.
brain magic by Xandra's.
If he dies, I'll jump on my sword.
What?
That's my uncle. You
Introduce
know what you have. You
Grampton.
know what you have to do.
Fine. I don't want to hear of any sword jumping or riff-raff nonsense.
Grandpa?
Tell me about this doll that you're making.
His name is Mendo, and he keeps me company.
What would he say if he was flying over a river and accidentally dropped one of his tools into the river?
No!
We laughed for like an uncanny amount. Like we could not stop.
Yeah, it was like wheezing laughing. We couldn't stop. But Rakshada had a really awesome, cool moment with Nina, the daughter of Greg and Aldrada, the ones from the orchard. During one of the explosions, she was hit by some like poisonous rubble, basically, because it was like a potion shop that had like hit her, and like it was like an amalgamation of poisons and potions and stuff in her. And Rakshada had a moment to like lay on hands and like freaking get the like focus in and like get the goop out of it. And it was like you could see the swirling fluid, and like after that, like she came to, and it was like really big moment for Rakshada because she like created that bond with a little girl with her out of life faith and magic, and it was just like super awesome. But then like subsequently after, like she left it in a pot next to the bed after they went into the mansion, and she tried to sneak out to grab the pot, and Polly was just like, "What are you doing?"
Will you
rolled
get
it-
your poison out of my floor?
Yes, I was just like, Rockshot was on all fours, and she was like, gets up. Yes, yeah, I'll go. That's what I was coming to do. But then she goes back in the mansion and then puts them in vials.
Separated them out.
But I didn't separate them out. I remember specifically keeping them all together.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Or I think the check was bad for you to maybe try to separate them, and you were like, fuck it. Or at least that's how I remember. We all probably remember.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the way it went.
And also, that's the first time Ivan openly cried in a session. That same session.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You-
Oh, because of the
Becoming a
champion.
champion. Yep. We have
Yep.
those little we have those letters.
Yep.
Mondo's diploma from Wizard School and
Absolutely.
the oath of Ivan.
Yep. Absolutely. I guess the only thing we haven't really touched on is like the what happened during the vacation. Other than that, I think we've covered all the bases.
That and the fact that every single one of their characters has spoken to a god directly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which
Yes.
is insane. Still don't know.
I did that.
Where,
It was a bear, and I insulted him.
Oh yeah, you did insult your bear god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rakshata freaking put down like an empty scallop shell on an altar.
Oh yeah.
And then prayed to Arwai, and whenever she was like done with her prayer, she looked down. There was like a full fresh scallop in the shell.
And then I ate it immediately.
Yeah, this is like a living scallop granted to her by God, and like hesitated none.
Right. That was her.
Just
That was her
scooped
familiar.
out.
She didn't know it.
What do you
Scallop familiar? How fucking useless. I'm sorry. That sounds cool in a way, but like, what can you do?
They only have. They would.
2 feet.
I would give them like a 5-foot burrow speed. I guess. I guess.
We oh my goodness.
Oh, a healing.
So much
Yep.
happened.
Healing
Yeah.
muscle.
What else happened? Oh yeah, Rakshata got this cloak of the manta ray that makes her swim super fast.
Mm-hmm.
And
Don't cats hate water?
yeah, but I had the mariner's armor too, so
Yeah.
it like worked out. And then I gave the mariner's armor to Ivan,
Yep. Ivan suited
so he
up.
could swim and wouldn't drown while we were in Mondo's homeland, which was where we went to vacation. What was the name of the island?
That is that's in the continent of Zendrick. It's how do I pronounce it? I don't want to butcher this in front of people.
It's not Argonasan.
No, I got it. Let me just.
Oh, we're going to Untitled, the blacksmith,
Yeah.
for a special modded, specially crafted armor set for Ivan because he's like our student child, me and Mondo's student child, basically. More Mondo's child than Rakshata's.
I'm still joint custody, nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's Caperian Island.
Aha.
Rattle gets Ivan on weekends.
Yeah.
Teach him all the grave cleric stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness.
And then that segues into the dragon part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yes, we went to the volcano that. Oh, we met Mondo's brother Blair. He's a little bitch ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there for that.
Absolutely.
He's not a little bitch ass.
Yeah.
He's petty,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he's a good brother.
But unfortunately, he is.
Wrong
He's a
one.
commoner.
He's a cool.
The only magic, like all
But
high elves are
unfortunately-
born with a cantrip, but he like gust of winded it because he didn't know. So that's all he's got.
Yeah.
Never useful. He uses it to fucking get leaves out of his yard.
Yep. We took down a weird tourist shapeshifter
Oh, that
creature.
fucking CR7.
Ugh. What was it called again?
Let me see. Oni.
Oni.
Mhm.
Oni. Oh yes.
We were level 5 back then, weren't we?
Yeah.
Different shapeshifting thing that we
You
fought.
motherfuckers leveled up.
Doc.
Oh yeah.
They-
We're level 7.
I hate
Yeah.
you all.
Don't worry.
Level 4.
Don't worry. We'll get you there. Do you get
No, we're level 6.
Oh.
You're level
You guys
7
haven't-
in Taldore.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
haven't leveled up.
I'm thinking of Totally. Excuse me. I'm trying to rush it. But, yeah, the moment that we get up to the volcano, we see, this is where we find a dragon, and also the airship. And Mondo summons 24 fucking owls.
24 owls.
Yep.
Yeah, Logan,
Mondo summons- What the fuck?
Not just like owls. Like giant fucking owls. Like each one had like an 8-foot wingspan or some shit.
Yeah.
Like clawing and pecking people's eyes out.
There will
Oh my
never.
God.
I cannot wait. And that was the bet, like, as a character, that was my first time being able to use, like, an 8th level spell of that, that parameter.
Oh yeah, that was
Holy Santa Claus shit. But unfortunately, that's like a druid thing. But it's damn useful.
Yeah, so we took those fuckers out, and then we stole their ship
Mm-hmm.
and protected the dragon, even though Rakshata had some like prerequisite fear and prejudice against the dragon. She saw how like enamored Mondo was with the dragon, so she kind of bent her like perspective a little bit in that moment, and doesn't regret it, even because not all dragons are bad.
Yeah.
And she had that realization moment. That was a big thing. And then we got to get turned into freaking giant coral snakes. That was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mondo turned everybody into sea creatures to just sort of swim in the ocean. It's like one of the only vacation things they did besides find like raw ingredients for drugs.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. The green flowers. But we took on. Oh, freaking Mondo got deformed by the creature that
Yep.
we fought as
That was
the giant
scary.
coral snakes.
That could have lasted for the rest of Mondo's life.
Yep. But
What kind of deformed?
A terrible one.
Like
Like,
warts all
morph-
over his body, like pus pouring out of
Yeah.
like
Ew.
It was
tumors
awful.
and shit.
It was awful.
One eye swollen shut.
he was super ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rakshata puked.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Because
snake.
we were fighting this special type of giant, which it's pretty much like something that a long time ago was a beautiful giant, but then they did something really shitty. So somebody was like, no more for you. You're ugly now. And they
Cursed
just
the shit out of them,
Yeah.
and for some reason gave them the ability to curse others the
Right,
same way.
Absolutely. We need to talk to the deity who set all this up, because they weren't really thinking about that's not.
It's not okay, man.
No. But then that moment went along with Mondo having to come over his fucking fear of giants. With the giant
Yeah.
in the cave wasn't a big deal because he knew he was going to kill him. Having to be friendly towards one was another, but trusting the party's instincts did not attack those who ended up to be cool people.
Yep.
So sometimes letting your guard down just a little bit will eventually bite us in the ass. But for now,
Yep. We also we found a horsey.
oh
Her
god,
name is
Daisy.
Daisy, and Rakshata can talk to her
Mm-hmm.
because she's friendly with animals and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got the sweetest voice.
She is. She's amazing.
She really doesn't.
Yes, she does. For a horse.
Absolutely. She has the sweetest horse voice.
Yes.
Horse voice is something
I
I
don't
never
know
thought.
whether to take that as a compliment.
It's a compliment, babe. That means you have range.
Yeah.
That's a good
Oh,
thing.
you voice the horse. Love
I
that.
voice everything.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best thing. Oh, and we had an awkward reunion with Mondo's parents, especially since we had to pull Blair out of the lava, who had lost his arm.
He did well.
He didn't
not
lose
really.
it.
He
It was-
didn't, it was just
It's
really.
just-
it was like third degree,
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
it?
staying.
if there was a 4th degree, he had 4th degree
Oh,
burns.
yeah,
His bones were a little
Yeah.
charred.
Yeah, Rakshata was like making sure that he didn't get in trouble with the parents. But
something
They
good came
were
of that too.
loving.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got Polly's potions and more out of that now.
Yeah.
Polly's potions and etc.
Oh, not just that, but I remember Rattle making an exquisite manta ray out of
Drawing.
seashells
That was
on the
amazing.
beach, and was just like.
And we nobody was noticing it. And Rattle was like, "What the fuck?"
It was great. It really was a magnificent convention.
It was.
And
Ivan.
Bird
Mondo
and
sent
Mondo
Ivan
did-
after a bastard jellyfish
What?
swimming just
It's in
outside.
the water.
He thought it was like what a sea. What was a CL? I can't remember what he thought we said.
He said it was like you said it's in the water, and he was like it's in the water. And he dove in with his sword
Yep.
and was like using it to
Water
swim.
Fae.
Water
Fae.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm looking for the Water Fae. And then he got hit with the jellyfish.
Only because you
Critted on a
against the
jellyfish.
jellyfish. The whole area around the jellyfish and the jellyfish itself explodes because Mondo hit it so fucking hard and it's just a jellyfish. So while Ivan's looking for these
Pops
water
like a
fae,
balloon.
just swinging his sword blindly underwater, a bunch of jellyfish tentacle bits slap him in the face. All across his eyes and his head.
Oh.
No,
It was
Ivan.
wonderful.
It was.
Wonderful. I love it when you guys treat the NPCs like that.
But what I think that rounds out the vacation.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah.
say, I don't know if there's
We
any
took the
basic.
skyship, and then we were just like,
Yeah.
Rakshada basically learned instantly how to drive it because she was critted on the first
Yeah.
roll of driving it.
Yeah.
So
You used to have a book back in the day.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was a history check,
Yeah.
and I was like, my history
Airships
wasn't even that
monthly.
good.
Oh man, I gotta do what I gotta do to make this shit happen.
Why not, right? There were subscriptions back then. It was just a little different.
More like subscriptures.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was solid.
Thanks.
Okay.
Are we good?
I think so. I think the
Left-
literal only thing left out would be the direct recap of what immediately happened before this all started, or before what we're about to jump into.
Yeah, 'cause we
Okay.
went looking.
So, you guys leave the fort. You kill a man.
Yep.
You get to this obsidian cave. You find the orbs. You put them in the warforge. The warforge takes off.
Mhm.
Then you defuse some bombs.
Yep.
Then you go on vacation.
Mhm.
You meet your brother, who's apparently an asshole.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And then you kill some dragon poachers, steal their ship,
Mm-hmm.
save your brother, who's apparently lost an arm.
Well,
Basically.
he heard it.
He's got some dope scarring.
Yeah.
Fair
Rakshada couldn't do anything for the look.
And you turned everyone into sea creatures,
Yes.
and then you fight a jellyfish.
Right.
And don't forget about the giant.
Yeah, the giant.
And then the giant thing, whenever that
Those were
happens.
both of the same days.
Same day, okay, whatever.
It was a busy vacation.
Yeah, you fight a
This was-
jellyfish and a giant in the same day.
This is
What
not a
difference.
vacation.
It was a,
It was an experience.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it was more like a mission trip turned out to be, really.
Yeah. I mean,
You
Blair
guys
was
are
like,
traveling
"There's
with
some
the
bears
paladin,
taken out."
so
Yeah. We all did it. We did it because Blair said that there were bears in the cave,
And
and
we
it turned out to be the multi-morphing bullshitters.
And we never did get that secret ingredient.
Nope, sure didn't. But we caught a lot of fish. I remember eating a lot of fish on that trip.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But yeah, I think we're ready for a direct recap now.
Mhm.
'Cause
Direct.
We're about,
recap. Last session, you guys ended up taking down Tareen, who had set off a bunch of random bombs in the capital of Flamekeep. You captured him and incapacitated him, brought him back just so that you could tell him that you were taking him to a guard station. He didn't like that idea. He managed to pull out mysterious orb from his pocket and break it with his claws, causing a massive explosion to erupt around you guys, flinging bits of him all over the place. You guys, after that, made sure that Train and Sari and Ricky had already made their way out of town, which they had, and then you went to go scoop up Grampton in Berg and make your way out of the city back towards the airship. After getting back to the airship, which had been stowed away in the burnt wood, you guys began making your way over to the Iron Root Mountains in the Roar Holds, specifically Garadra Gap. There you met up with DC, a fighter who had been squabbling with a couple of pterodon. Wasn't really having too much of a good time, and then he ended up depending on you guys to help him take down those pterodon. You traveled together for a bit until you reunited with Xandris begrudgingly. Xandris was scoping out a underground facility stowed away in those mountains, which he believed held information on the Warforged that you've been tracking. With the aid of Rakshata and Rattle and Mondo, you guys managed to find the actual hidden entrance of the what are those called? Bunkers?
Speakeasy is what you called it. It was the Siren News.
No.
Right? What? Oh, you're talking about the military bunker.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of this.
Maybe don't take over recap if you don't know what you're talking about.
Was it? Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay. Once inside, you guys took down a couple random Warforged sent to guard the area. Wasn't too much trouble. Sprung a couple traps. You guys found quite a few notes written in languages that you couldn't quite understand. A few scrolls. You decided to take the only bed, mattress, and pillows for whatever reason in the entire facility. I'm sure those will be very useful in the future.
Mattress instead of a bedroll, man.
Yeah, I mean, hey. You also found a couple nice weapons, including a rifle and a shotgun.
Yeah, Mondo. Oh yeah. Look up. We didn't. Okay.
Hold on.
Bentley can talk now.
Yeah, that's actually
The dog?
Great, yeah, that's a great focal point. I awoke him.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mondo,
god.
Yeah, Mondo gave him the ability to speak, and he's learned. I think Bentley should say what he's learned so far.
I hope he speaks exclusively in curse words.
Can we get a taste of Bentley for Viggo?
Bentley had, over the last couple days, Bentley has been spending a lot of time with Berg in Grampton, and he has been picking up a bit of Grampton's accent, just a little bit. I do. The bark still sort of comes out at the end there, but Bentley has a grand old time with the meatful. But yeah.
So we're currently.
We left off after you guys had parted ways with Xandris and DC, and took off in your airship, sort of headed back to get to where Philo and Fumi were to reunite with them, sleeping overnight as you didn't want to travel too much at nighttime in a mountain range. And we ended right as the dreams of everyone in the mansion sort of coalesced into a single consciousness, and you guys were all standing next to each other in a broad nightscape with many stars around you and a very large blue tentacle being with the strange glowing light coming out of its head.
Okay, so that's where we stopped?
Yep.
Holy shit. What a place to
It was
stop.
a tense moment.
Jeez. Okay.
So are we? Do we see each other, or is it like we're all sharing the same pair of eyeballs looking at this entity? Like how would you describe
You
it?
all could see each other, but your forms are sort of shifting and not entirely solid or corporeal.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh dear.
Can I just try and talk to Mondo? Can we hear each other?
Sure.
I shout out at Mondo. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yes.
what?
Yes, I do.
Aren't we all asleep? I thought we were. I mean, I remember going to sleep.
This doesn't feel like sleep. How far is this entity from us? Is it like we're being rude in their living room? They're looking at us like.
It is facing you guys. From best you can tell, this isn't like a traditional humanoid shape. It's just like a sort of long, writhing tube of interconnecting tentacles, and it doesn't really seem to have a super solid form. But the light at the end of its body is sort of pointed towards you guys.
Okay.
Do you know anything about that? Randall, I just point and just like, do you think it's going to respond to anything we say? What is it? Roshan's just like,
You can roll history if you'd like.
Are we in our jammies?
let's roll. Oh yeah, we're butt naked.
I mean, you guys have that sort of ethereal censorship going, where like you're nude but you can't see anything because everything's like very transparent and white.
I got
17. You don't really know if this creature matches the description of anything that you've seen or read before. It's very strange looking, and you can't really pinpoint exactly what it may be or where you guys even are at the moment. You can roll an intelligence check if you'd like.
Give it a go.
I
Oh,
think-
good job, Mondice. All right. Plus 4, 22.
22.
Yeah, I'm
At
sure
first, you believed yourself to be in the astral plane, but the more you sort of look around and pay attention to the way that everybody is moving, the way things don't seem to really be constant here, it doesn't appear to be the astral plane. That's about all you can surmise at the moment.
But I can tell that we're no longer on the material plane.
Yes.
So we're not dreaming. In a sense, we're not. Like, these are our actual fucking souls sitting right here.
Well, I mean, yes and no.
Okay.
I can't really give you a whole lot. You're no longer on the material plane.
Okay.
But it's you are dreaming.
Okay. I don't know. This damn sure ain't home. That's all I know. So we could we could stand here and talk about it, or we could see what.
I'm gonna grab, or Rakshada is going to grab, or try to grab Rattle and Mondo's arm and like be in the middle of just like all of this.
Like Wizard of Oz style.
Yeah,
or
like
You guys link arms,
Yeah.
and you're gonna walk towards it.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we gotta face it. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck is shit.
Yeah. I mean, when we look around us, it's nothing but, just for a lack of better terms, etherealness, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's space. You guys can see like stars. There's nothing that appears to be super solid. You're not standing on anything. You're just sort of floating in place, just like that writhing creature is. you guys do appear to be on the same level. Were you trying to move forward? That's what you said, right? As soon as Rakshata has the thought that she wants to move forward, she begins progressing slowly towards this creature, floating.
But not. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm using my feet. Doesn't feel like I'm using my feet here.
No.
This feels weird. You know I'm faster than this.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. You know.
This is so strange. I don't know what. We gotta see what's going on with this. I look at Rattle and I'm just like.
If this is even real, I still don't know. We might be fucking dreaming.
Who knows?
But the last
was it the
time
green flowers?
me and Rathel met in the dream, we could feel our feet. So this is.
As you guys approach, the light at the end of the body of this creature begins to glow brighter, and you hear a very soft, calming voice enter your
Okay.
minds. I see the dreaming dark calls for you, just as the draconic prophecy calls for you, and Khyber. Will you work with us?
Mondo, I don't know what to. I don't know.
Now
Did
that
it
this has
speak?
been displayed,
Did you hear that?
I don't know, Dragonborn history check? I don't know. I've only experienced any kind of lore like that one time, and that was retrieving.
You can roll a history check, but I mean,
Not
there
much to
you
go
don't really have a whole lot to
Fair
go
point.
off of.
I'm just gonna stay quiet at the moment until the silence overtakes us, because I really don't know what to say.
Okay. Who is Khyber? I'm gonna talk to the voice that just pinged in my head that I'm assuming is the blue being of tentacles.
Khyber is the darkness. Khyber is everything underneath. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to maintain the accent, or do you want me to talk louder? I can't do both. I can't.
It's hard.
Would you like to trade?
No, make my brain tremble.
Then stop telling me how to do what I do. Please.
Sorry, I want it to be as optimal as possible. And if I can barely hear you, I know they can't hear you.
ASMR.
Khyber. Khyber is everything underneath. He is a progenitor god, the fallen one. He who makes up the winding, endless maze of tunnels beneath Eberron.
Tunnels under Eberron? Okay. I'm gonna relay to Mondo.
I mean,
It
you
gets in
you
all of
all
our heads.
hear it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know if he was specifically responding to me or all of us. I guess so. He was asking all of us.
Yeah.
I was just okay. I don't know. I don't know what you guys.
What is the prophecies you speak of?
Prophecies are a network of small written foresights. They are not rigid in the outcomes. You can manipulate the prophecies to encounter the future that you see fit. If you decide to work with us, all we require is any prophecies you may encounter. But I will need the sleepless king to fall.
Who's the sleepless king?
need you guys to roll Constitution saving throws.
No, Mondice, you failed me.
No.
17, 18.
17, 18. All right.
How much did the Mon dice fail?
As best as they could. They tried their hardest to fuck. And they did.
You guys take 9 points of psychic damage. You take 18 points of psychic damage.
I'm just like holding my head.
Yeah. As that happens, and you guys sort of feel like a split forming in your mind, as like your consciousness and your perception begins to waver as parts of you just begin drifting into pieces and disappearing and dissolving, and it feels as though you're being torn apart from every angle. You're not sure if it's this creature or just this plane of existence. You feel like you're on fire and frozen in place at the same time as just electricity courses throughout your body, and you're all awake in the middle of the night.
From in the other fucking room down in the library.
I hear Mondo scream as I jolt awake, but I go and check on Rattle first because his room's closer.
It's true.
Rattle, did you hear Mondo? That was real, right?
Before you can ask that, I do need you guys to roll wisdom checks.
Wisdom checks? Oh, 22, yo.
9, 22.
Are they just straight?
Yeah.
Or 11.
Oh, well, that's 19 for me.
You are the only one that remembers what happened.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Raksha's the only one that remembers? Okay. Well. But.
You are all still in immense pain.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't want to just keep
Yeah.
like
Okay.
the constant scream going, but just as a preference. Like you just hear Mondo knocking books over and shit. You hear Scrondo, sir, please.
I didn't know.
Tries to calm you down with the creepy whispers that come out every time they try and open their mouths.
So, Raksha's still in pain and remembers?
Yeah.
Or, so it's just like headache or...
Yeah, I mean, you don't know that they don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm gonna go hobble my way down to the library. Unless, wait, no, I'm gonna get a rattle first.
okay.
Because that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang. Are you awake?
Rattle's going to get up and open the door. Obviously, he's in some pain too because he's also holding his head.
Ruffled feathers,
Yeah.
talon up.
Did you have a bad dream too? My head is pounding. Do you remember the blue tentacle creature that we spoke to in this weird plane?
He's going to nod his head no.
I'm gonna go see Mondo. You lay back down. And I give him like a pat on the shoulder and just hobbles down to Mondo's library.
Okay.
Breakfast still hollering.
Yeah.
I can hear my friend not in too good of a shape, so I'm gonna go.
No,
Run
18
closer
points
to
of psychic damage. That's the worst headache Mondo's ever fucking had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
gonna go down there and I'm guessing he's just crumpled up on the floor.
Absolutely, just
head
books
right
all
now.
over the floor, and then Scrondo just patting him on the shoulder.
Okay, I'm gonna use my spell of Cure Wounds 3, but I'm going to cast it at 2nd level. The last 2nd level slot, but we'll be going back to sleep, I assume.
I mean, do we feel well rested? Quote unquote?
No.
No, we're dead.
You guys feel like
right
shit.
now.
We're doubling up.
So it's 2d8 plus 3. So, Mondo, no, I know this is. I'm trying to talk quietly because I know your head is pounding. But let me help you. I'm gonna put my hand on his head. 14 points of healing.
Thank you so much. That was fucking awful.
Do you remember anything that happened?
I beg your pardon?
Oh, It was like this for Razzle too.
What happened?
Well, I knocked on his door because, and he seemed to have a headache as well. But this man.
Did we eat something?
No, I don't think it was that. She's trying to recount as she's like pulsing through this headache. Well, we were all in this space type area. It was like the most beautiful galaxies you've ever seen. But we were just floating there, me, you, and Rattle, and this being with tentacles with blue light coming out the center spoke, and I spoke to it. You and Rattle seem to be pretty dear in the lantern light style, and but I talked to it, and he said, you're going to think I'm so crazy for this, but in exchange for completing prophecies around Khyber and underneath Eberron, under these tunnels, the Khyber of the Dreaming Dark wants the sleeping king dead.
Okay. I don't know what most of that means.
Exactly. I know.
But of course, I do not think you're crazy. I mean, you got to think the other.
Should I do it? Is that a persuasion?
No, I don't. It's not that I don't believe you at all. I mean, I could insight check just for the hell of it, but I mean, if you feel like that would be necessary.
I mean, would Mondo feel that to be necessary?
No, just the other day. Like, what I think it could still be a dream. I'm still not sure, but I met the collective seating of the sovereign host. I had one of the most beautiful moments of my entire life in what felt like a dream. So of course I believe you.
Well.
But I don't remember not a thing. I actually don't remember dreaming about much last night at all. It was pretty blank for what it feels like to me. That headache was fucking awful.
Yes, it really was. I'm just holding my head again.
We definitely maybe we should look into this and do some research because we definitely don't need to be.
Wait! I have an idea. What do you think it has to do with the notes that we picked up?
I can
The ones
wait.
that
I
you
already
picked up.
I described some of the notes or all the notes, didn't I? Along with the.
No, you didn't. You didn't read it through all of the notes.
No, 'cause I had to use the time for the spells.
Yeah, the
so
scrolls.
I guess absolutely, please, and I sit down while we're in the library. Pull
You guys
out all
have
the
to
different notes.
collect some of the notes
Yeah.
that have fallen onto the floor from the struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll do my comprehend language on it.
All right. So it's a large stack separated by 3 sort of not really bookmarks, but like page bindings. And the stack is separated into 3. Which of those are you going to check out first? Just in order from top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'll just start at the beginning.
Can
Keep
I
it
give him
simple.
advantage for any assist because I'm like there?
You
with him?
can't read it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in what Dwarvish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Rakshana can only speak celestial and common and animals.
All of the notes on the first stat seem to be handwritten. The majority of the first couple pages are just like research notes, lab findings, stuff like that. Not a whole lot of information other than, on very specific materials and items.
Not anything that would interest me or any of my allies. Alright.
Not until you get towards the end, something catches your eye. There's a handwritten letter that seems pretty worn. It says, "Descent into Khyber was a success. We found all manners of incredibly useful materials for our research, and the field test for those prototypes went very well. No manner of subterranean beast can stop us now."
Mondo just goes wide-eyed as he finishes that last bit, a little shaky.
Are you okay, Mondo? Did you read something? I can't. It looks like scribble
And I
scrabble.
just relay, I translate pretty much.
And you do.
Oh, Khyber. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. So what? That's crazy. Okay. That's good to know.
Second.
Whatever you saw in the dream from that note, those people did not sound like they had the best of intentions.
I don't know. But who was this? I asked him who the sleeping king was, and then he flung us out of the mindscape, and then left us with his headache.
Well, there's a little bit of
I don't
there's a
know.
little bit left to read, right?
Yeah.
I'll keep
There's
going.
2 sets of notes.
Yeah.
Second set, you're leafing through, and it's pretty much the same. Most of the materials that are being detailed in the reports and the quantities of the materials is iron, and iron and carbon, basically just coal. There's another handwritten letter, same handwriting. It says, "These prophecies are too cryptic, Baron. We lost 5 men and 2 machines in Khyber on our last excursion. I think we should stop chasing these wild legends you've cooked up and turn back towards trying to win this war the way we know."
Shit. This dates back before the war.
Wow.
Oh shit.
So
Or
do
well,
they?
rather during the war, but still, that's
So it seems like they're researching how to use the Warforged and use them for the war, I guess. But
the war was almost entirely fought by Warforged,
But-
which means that
wait.
wow, we might have just found something very fucking important.
Conspiracy theories shit.
No, it's just nobody. I mean, that's right. The thing in hit, nobody really talks about who exactly is directly responsible for
For the
creating all
Mornland?
these- or well, just a lot of things in general surrounding the war. Like it's kind of all these people just going against each other and all doing different shady shit to get hands up on another. So, finding literature that survived the war in decent condition is hard enough. Something like this, it's incredible.
There's one more set of notes.
Looking through.
Just read it out loud to me.
And of course, I'm setting the documents that pertain mostly,
Oh wait, you could. What about Scrondo? He could be.
I'm
he
gonna
could be
I'm gonna after all this, I'm
translating it so
gonna
he can show Rattle because he's still like asleep.
yeah, I guess for the most important parts, I'll give that to Scrondo for him to write down in a separate book, just detailing our notes.
All
I
right,
guess.
we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, just have like a copy.
Mm-hmm.
The third set of notes is a poorly drawn map. The third set of notes has a poorly drawn map of some intersecting caverns. There's blood on it, long dried blood, and just a couple like oil stains. And another letter that says, "I sent Ghent away with those abominations you begged us to find. My team is dead, Orthan. Ghent will hide them well enough from your soulless steel monsters and you. No more tests, no more innovation. I pray the 9 hells are large enough so that we never cross paths again."
Mondo's goose bumped to that. Like, that's heavy.
Holy crap! What kind of research could they have been conducting?
I don't fucking.
It's so vague.
Now, at the beginning of reading all of this,
Creatures?
this sounds, I don't know. I don't know if I want to be pushing towards whatever the hell these guys were going for.
Give me
Do you
just
think these
one
notes are the
second.
reason why we got visited by that blue tentacle creature? I know you don't remember him, but it can't be a coincidence.
I don't know why a creature like this would try to, I don't know, talk to us at all. I mean, we're not the best, but we're at least, we try to be heroes. We don't want to be stuck in something like this.
There are two small, well, not small, there are two larger slips of paper about the size of the letters behind the map. They appear to be like, you know how whenever you take like charcoal or coal and then you take a piece of paper and sort of rub it along something to inscribe it? It looks like that, and it's written in Draconic.
Only Sophia was here.
You still got comprehend languages
it lasts
going?
for an hour. If you think that's, I can cast it again. The first one's free, so it
No,
wouldn't be-
it wouldn't have taken you an hour to read all those notes.
Okay.
The first page says, "The empty wheat filled with stone, it will stop those unknown. Left alone, roar holds an empty throne." And the second one says, "Dream eaters reap sleepers, unsuspecting, but silver tongues may sate the greedy even when resting."
Okay.
Mondo just holds it there, and his mind instantly goes back to the wheat that he saw when he was by himself. And he's just holding the paper, sets it down.
Do you have any idea? That was also very cryptic.
It sure was.
Can I do like an intelligence check or like history or insight? I don't know.
It would be an insight upon my. It's neither deception nor persuasion. It's more or less dumbfoundedness.
Well, I meant like as he's reading it out loud. So.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, after. Well,
read it
there's
out
gonna
loud.
there's gonna be a long pause
Yeah.
between when he translates it before when he reads it himself.
Oh. Wow.
And
Did you get all that Scrondo?
Scrondo's just like...
set it down, of course, tell him the details.
Yeah.
So, wheat is very metaphorical these days. Wheat and such. Wheat.
I don't. Could it?
Everything's got wheat.
What about? Okay, I'm just. Rockshot is flabbergasted as well, so she's gonna run up there, grab the notes from Scrondo, knock on Rattle's door again, and then, if he answers, let him read it. If not, just put him under the door.
Okay.
Well, he's gonna answer again.
Okay, cool. If he doesn't answer. But
He's definitely not going to sleep again anytime soon.
well, I hand him the notes and like relay all everything, and Rakshata is visibly exhausted and is like questioning her sanity a bit, and is just kind of like super nice, kind of like.
Is anybody stepping outside of the mansion to check the time at all? No, nobody.
Mondo's fucking mortified right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Safest place is the mansion. Yeah, I'm going back to my room to just like try and meditate.
All right. You can do that. So you guys are staying awake.
Alright.
I'm gonna, let try and meditate into sleep.
So you're going to sleep, just with extra steps. Okay,
Yes.
so you're going to sleep. Are you going to sleep?
Rattle's going to take the time to, read through everything, think about it. Well, he's going to eventually fall asleep.
Trance.
No, I'm gonna go wake up Grampton because if you let him sleep more than 10 hours, it messes with his arthritis. So I'm gonna get him up.
Yes.
There might be something in the library I need you to take a look at. I don't know shit about what happened much during the war. And were you alive for the war?
I was.
What?
Regrettably so.
You know, you might have to tell me a little about it, but you need to check this shit that I just found out. It's actually really scary. Rockshot was talking about weird dreams and shit, and we were all there. And I don't fucking remember the dreams.
I'll take a look.
And just have him go over the translated notes.
All right. 1 second. Pull up Grampton's character sheet.
We all just trust his wisdom at face value. Always.
Wisdom. Sure.
Bye, Joe.
Where's his history? So, reading over the notes, Grampton sort of stops for a moment, holding on to the pieces of paper that were etched, and
It's like, well, that's worrisome.
Indeed.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna go tinker with Mendo a little more.
I just, I wanted at least a couple extra sets of eyes just to see, maybe, I don't know, something we didn't understand.
It's odd that something all the way over here is talking about the dream eaters. They make my skin crawl.
What the fuck is a dream eater?
I call them that as sort of a way to, I don't know, mentally give them the bird. That's about all you really can do. They're not quite physical creatures in our plane. How do I put it? They're called quarry, and they are sort of a quarry. Nobody really knows where they came from, but they can infect your dreams like a disease and then possess your body. At least that's what Mother told me.
That's utterly terrifying.
Absolutely. Last I heard of the Dream Eaters, they were laying siege to Sarlona because there was a bunch of naughty children there.
What? You gotta tell me more of your mother's stories.
Absolutely, if I ever remember any more.
Oh,
I miss that old bat. Mendo!
Tiny little robot, about yay big, goes strutting in the room. Little antennas that look like long ears. Just sort of wordlessly looks up at him, picks him up like a little baby, brings him close, and then they both exit.
Oh.
just, all my friends have gone to either sleep or I don't know if they're having breakfast or what, so I just sit there like somebody who doesn't know what they're about to do on a video game. I pull out my mini-map.
All right.
Just look at it. See who's where, what's what, who's doing what, who's
Okay.
where. I'm going to do just a general welfare check. I'm going to look at as many dots as I can to make sure nobody's died on me.
Okay. Sherry and Arnie are still in Stonejaw Keep.
Nice.
Viggo is relatively nearby-ish. It's hard to really pinpoint the exact location on where Viggo is at because you can see the name clearly, but the dot keeps shifting wildly. Like at one point, it's like most northwestern part of the map, and then it's like right under you guys, and then it's in the most southwestern part of the map, and then it's in the most northeastern, and then it's it's flashing between points very quickly, and
Squinting. Tank on the marble. That's what the fuck.
doesn't really change.
This is something can't be right. That doesn't even make sense.
Xandris appears to be about the same distance between where you guys left the airship to hover and the bunker. Talia and Fumi are sitting exactly where they said they'd be, just northeast of Garadra Gap, outside of the mountain range. Polly and Ivan are both still in Sharn. Bucket still in Sharn.
I thought you were about to say
Their
dead.
names are sort of overlaid, and it's hard to tell, but
Okay. All right. And of course, nobody can forget our dear friend the bear. How's he doing?
oh, the bear. Last time you pulled up the map, the bear was dead.
No, I thought you said the bear we made friends with was living.
Oh, that bear. I thought you meant like
No.
Philo's granddaddy bear.
So wait, are you just saying that it was canon that was Philo's granddaddy?
Maybe.
Oh gosh.
At least the granddaddy to the lichen that bit her.
Oh, either way. Potato.
Yeah. Any hoozles, the bear you made friends with is in fact still nearby the Dagger River. He's made it quite a ways north.
I'm happy for him. I'm gonna trance just to.
All right. You trance. You sleep. You sleep. After a while, sleep all finds you, except for Mondo, who's stayed semi-conscious through it all. You guys sleep for a good long while, and you awaken naturally.
Is Bird like attached to Rockshot's hip?
He's like, his torso is like hanging off the edge of the bed, just like this, because one of your legs is over top his legs, and he's just sort of. It's like he was about to fall throughout the night, but your like fighter instincts just sort of like had your leg move over and catch him unconsciously.
Blood rushing.
Yeah.
I moved that leg and let him fall.
He's turning a nice shade of magenta from here up. You just let him fall. Smacks his head on the floor, rolls over, still unconscious.
He's a heavy sleeper. We were all writhing in pain when him nor Bentley woke up.
Oh, nope. Bentley is the first downstairs eating breakfast at the table.
Nice.
At the
Meat
table.
Meat table. It's the upgrade.
Meat table.
You guys are walking up, and he's like fooling around with a fork with his paws.
How in the world?
Great.
One of the spectral Ivans does like a slow toddle over to him and like tries to seat a monocle on his snout. Doesn't quite work. Anyways.
That imagery kind of perks Rockshot up a bit as she comes down the stairs.
It's like I kind of look at and I'm like, is this a dream? I look at it. I'm like, you've been hanging out with the old man too much.
Good morning.
And I'm just, Rockshot is just, despite everything that she went through last night, she manages to stifle, but unsuccessfully stifle a laugh.
While
You guys.
we're putting it together,
Mondo is totally right about that.
went away once I just caught up on the little bit of sleep we missed out on last night.
Holy shit! You guys talking about headaches? God damn. Ugh.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Did you sleep well? Because we didn't.
I mean, I slept. I feel like shit now, though.
Does Bird have a hangover?
He
does-
was hanging over.
I mean, he was technically hanging over. It's not a traditional hangover, though.
Oh, gosh.
More slapping against the ground hanging.
Yeah.
Well,
Fucking vitamin C can't help you with that.
No.
I'm sure it's just
Unless it's vitamin cat.
Yeah. Vitamin C 18.
So, what's for breakfast today? What do you guys want?
Pork. Pork. Oh, ham and eggs. I think that's a nice simple dish.
Sounds like a delightful breakfast.
With a biscuit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Have one of the very kind chef items.
Yes,
I give
chef
them the.
items.
Give them the. They're always giving the server Ivans a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Just a lot of spectral whisper yelling.
Yeah.
Takes it away.
Oh,
After some time has passed, so are they. After some time has passed, you guys are all served, your breakfast, and you eat, and you feel a lot better about the events that transpired the night before, and there's still a lot of questions hanging in the air.
Yeah, while we're eating, I do pull out the map, and I'm like, so you guys look at this shit. Is it still doing it? What the fuck?
what? That's Viggo's blip. He was, the last time we saw him, he was with Talia.
Yeah,
So
he
you
covered
think
a lot
he'd
of
still
ground.
be at Stonejawr?
See, that's not really why he's close. Is not what I'm worried. And I'm just following it every time he moves. It is not the biggest concern of mine necessarily. It's
Roll-
more.
Roll an intelligence check.
Both of us?
Intelligence or history.
I'll go with history for an 11.
Oh.
Okay.
You said what?
Intelligence or history.
Both ones, so. Oh, 18.
Hell yeah.
Oh, good.
Excuse me, for which one?
For, intelligence. They're both one.
You see the poorly hand drawn map sort of peeking out of Mondo's pocket, and you think back to the way that the tunnels intersected and were drawn, and you sort of pull the map out, hold it up, and the illumination from Mondo's magnificent map is going through the hand drawn map, and you can see that Viggo's blip is perfectly following some of the corridors drawn on that map as it keeps vanishing from place to place.
Oh,
I
and
just,
how
I look at it, and as she realizes this, Rakshana, Scramble! And I whip him over, and then I grab, I'm playing out to sleep, and then I grab let me see the map from last night, and then snatch it from him, and then I do the thing, ears pinned back, concentrating. He's moving on the same track as this map. Look, and then I hand it to Mondo.
I look at it and I'm like,
I'm guessing
Now
Rattle's
that it,
down for breakfast now.
now that it's
Yes.
now that you say it, it kind of reminds me of how we found the little halfling running back and forth in a weird way that didn't align with the actual roads. Good on you.
Ha! It's eggs, man. It's brain food.
Good shoot. Good.
You guys ran into another halfling? Sounds like an asshole.
Oh, you always know how to lighten the mood. Well, we should. Okay, can I like? So where Viggo's name is that like just?
It's not a constant
It's
spot.
not in a constant spot. Okay. find. It looks like we need to find an entrance to wherever this place is. Can I hold up the map and like try and see the most frequented spot by Viggo?
Wait,
By the Viggo name.
Wait, the son of a bitch in question. I'll look at the notes. I'll look at y'all. He is a dwarf. Of course.
It makes. Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Okay. Okay.
You're right about these fucking ham and eggs.
It's amazing. Okay. I knew that. I knew, like, Rakshata is, like, wiping away, like, happy tears because, like, she made that realization and that it was, like, with the wheat, she's remembering the wheat that Mondo described and, like, Adewai's praise and what she, like, she's just having, like a moment because
When you say that, which wheat are you talking about?
I'm talking about the wheat that, well, I mean, you said that it was a metaphor, like, so...
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the...
I just meant in the sense of Adewai,
Okay.
but, like, just remembering the reference of wheat, and then realizing that the dream that she had was to lead her back to her other friend, or lead her back to her other friend that they hadn't seen in a while, so it was like a realization dream, I guess.
Yeah, this wheat brings up something that now I feel like now that I have nice breakfast in me, I can actually talk about. Now, while you guys were sleeping and I was driving one night, me and Samira were just hanging out, just looking around, and I came across what appeared to be, it was like we were going over a mountainscape, there was wheat, and for a split second I was like, well, that's as good a place as any to maybe land. And I was like, oh, no. We just kept going.
Just is that how you describe them, or describe it, even though the location was slightly different?
What do you like?
It was I think the location you're talking about was the mountain range, where as soon as you were directly overhead, the negative space between the summits made the image of a bundle of wheat.
Right.
It wasn't like a wheat field. It was a
Right.
mountain range with a dark negative space center that looked like wheat.
Right. For lack of a better, yeah.
Yeah.
I give them the full
Rundown.
Huh. I mean, seems pretty. That is, when I think of wheat, I think of golden fields, not dark, gloomy places. So
Yeah, that's
I
kinda
can understand why
why-
you would think, but did I need to? I'm still looking at this map with Viggo and trying to see the spot where he keeps flipping the most. Is that like?
It's a small cluster of mountains nearby.
Alright.
Now, does it seem like he's just sprinting down this area going towards a goal, or is he like going back and forth?
The blip itself does not move. Whenever it appears in a location, it's like flashes here, then it's gone, then it's here, then it's gone, then it's here, then it's gone, then it's back up here, and it's just random locations all over the map. The dot itself isn't moving like Viggo himself is physically moving. It's like the map's having a really hard time putting him in any one place.
Okay. I'm gonna like put a circle around, or not put a circle, but I'm gonna mimic a circle around the cluster of mountains. What is the name of the mountain range? There.
Unidentified?
You didn't name the mountain range
Yeah.
whenever you were over it, so it's unidentified. There's no name over the mountain range. It's just a small cluster of mountains about 60 miles southwest of Garadra Gap.
Okay, so it seems like it's about 60 miles out that way that he's bouncing around.
Okay.
I think we should try and find him.
I think it's time for us all to gonna spread our legs a little bit and get out of here. We need to get a move on because that doesn't appear right. But what do we owe Xandris at this point? What are we?
Long graspy sigh from Rashada.
He told us he was staying behind to check out that damn teleportation thingy.
So,
Wait.
I say fuck him. He stayed behind. We came over here.
but okay, that is a good point. I love that idea. Where are we headed then? After we get Viggo, are we going home? Are we doing research? Are we like what's happening?
I think.
That'd be a good thing to talk about.
I mean, we should probably just go back to Xandris and regroup. If we don't, this finding Viggo is our top priority. But
You want to go pick up Viggo to bring Viggo to Xandris?
I mean.
Now, see when you now just remember how Viggo talked about Xandris.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd like to kill Xandris just as much as anybody else, but if
How, okay. Before we go get to Viggo, what about trying to squeeze information out of Xandris about the Warforged and going on our own way to defeat it and not working with him?
That arrogant child told us he'd contact us with information on the Warforged. I'm not doing his fucking job.
Okay.
Damn right.
Okay.
damn right.
That makes sense. Alright.
But well, I definitely don't think that us fighting the Warforged without that wouldn't really. At the end of the day, we don't fully know why we even want the Warforged dead. Xandris has just pretty much kept us pretty well convinced that it needs to happen. So for us just to fight it without him would almost be, how they say, asinine.
Why didn't we just do him off?
Xandris?
Yes. I mean.
Sure, I could care less. We could leave the Warforged alone and kill him, but what would we gain? Then we have an entire gang of disenfranchised fuckwads in Sharn, all pretty much scouring the streets, wondering why they're not getting paid anymore. Homes start getting break into. Then we have to start killing fucking teenagers.
Again.
The
So there's-
the circle is complete.
The
There's a-
circle of death.
We've tried to reason with Xandris, and we've tried to get him to come to a side of what we view morally correct. Does that mean that we're trying to play God? No. But if we don't do something, eventually he will kill more people, and more people, and more people, until he eventually gets what he wants. But then who's to say when he gets what he wants if he's just going to magically turn into a schoolboy and be kind to people? And fucking walk fucking grandmas out of the tavern.
I don't
I
think
just
he's
really
going to have
don't-
such a time, or such a change of heart.
I just really, we've entertained it more or less just out of us avoiding having to take care of this situation. But if we're all in the same collective thinking, and I look at Berg and Bentley, all of them, and circle back to my friends as well. What are we saying here? Rattle?
Myrtle's gonna turn around and see.
I think we should get rid of him, and I think that Viggo would agree.
Did you bring the ham and eggs with you?
Yes.
That was
Not
okay.
trying.
Okay, I was about to say that was
Trying.
my favorite fucking part of the early sessions. Whenever you guys go like chasing after Jurgen and Xandris, and Rattle just casually picks up his food and follows you guys.
Yep.
I paid good silver for this shit.
Absolutely. That was a good meal too.
Yeah. Fucking belching boar.
God. Okay. I think Viggo would agree.
You know,
He could do way more harm. He could do even more harm than what he did in Sharn. We already had to take down, old buddy.
Jurgen?
No. The one that stayed in the church with me.
Oh,
The-
of course. Everybody knows his name.
Fucking
has his own set of notes.
Yeah, because
That
I
you
gave 'em
collected?
Yeah, because I gave them. They're only in the mansion, though, right? They're only
The
yeah.
like the ethereal notes that are written in common, they're
Yeah.
technically not real. But
You can't take those out of the mansion, but you
Yeah.
can review those inside.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
I gave them. I'm like, dun dun dun. Here's the info. Go to sleep. But,
So you would know everything that they know about this situation.
yeah.
I think Rattle's going to get Scrondo. He's going to ask for a writing utensil.
He just sort of holds his hand out and there's a quill. Holds his other hand out and there's an inkwell.
And he's going to start like writing all over the notes.
Okay.
Or like in between the lines and stuff. And he's going to give it to Mondo.
Okay. What'd you write?
Well, first he wrote about the segment about the experiments, an idea that that it's a possibility that they might have been creating the light orb.
oh shit.
And so you're opening up to something you learned in one of your dreams for the first time, right? Did that happen in a dream?
No.
No.
I thought that was.
Basically, Rattle would just be postulating that the research notes, the handwritten research notes, may have belonged to people who had direct involvement in the searching for the orbs or the creation of the orbs that belong to the Warforged.
Okay, I'll look at it and I'll read it. It's a very solid possibility, Rattle. It's
I just looked down at the notes.
also I wanted at least one of y'all to have this. I'm pretty decently covered when it comes to long range. I'm one to keep one of these for myself for a little bit of research, but I feel like somebody with better eyes should probably take this. And I pull out the rifle.
Scoped
with the scope.
rifle.
Oh!
Which one of you?
Rattle with the gun.
Yeah.
You're gonna sound awesome when you make a shot.
Yeah. You guys haven't fired one of the guns yet, but as soon as one of them is fired, Rattle will be able to imitate that sound. Not as loud, but if you find some way to make it louder, like an echo chamber or magical means, it could definitely be used to deceive quite a few people.
I've never personally used one of these. I know that they're dangerous, and you're not supposed to look down that end at all.
Okay.
That's about the extent of it. But whoever wants it, and I just set it on the table next to the ham. The sniper rifle with the ham.
I'll say if you burn a spell slot and use Identify again, you would be able to show the party how to operate the firearm, and like very quickly too. You just like break it down, load it up, get everything put back together, attach the scope. Use the action to load around.
To show off.
Yeah.
Of course.
You're gonna take that opportunity? Okay. So Mondo quickly just breaks down both guns and then lays out all the parts, gives you guys like a 20-minute lesson on the how the shotgun and rifle work, puts them back together, chambers the rounds, and then sets the ammunition on the table.
Okay. Just all I'm seeing is Mondo with his wings and the dragon mark tattoo, breaking down guns like a gangster.
Yeah, he looks like a Fey felon, right?
Yeah,
Like,
for real.
with the elf ears, and I'm just like,
This high fantasy, babe. This is the way shit works.
Yep.
But it's just, I'm just seeing the comic. That's what I'm seeing right now.
Because the way it's playing out in my head is like as Mondo's breaking down these guns, like he's just getting like flashes of the thing that Rakshata described, and he's like, "Fuck all
No,
that,"
yeah.
and like,
No, he starts
Tentacles.
like while he's doing it, he starts to sweat a little bit. He starts wafting it with his wing.
yeah, oh yeah, get a little bit of the airflow going with the smaller wings.
Wings again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
I need more incense for this.
Don't tell me you're running out, old man.
I meant at the moment. I would like to partake.
Please,
A bit.
we just had
Partake.
breakfast. We normally don't do it.
Oh, and you mean because he's in a mansion?
Go. Actually, I really liked that one thing that we did that one time, and I'm gonna create like a shed space around us.
Just like a dome.
Yeah,
No windows or
Under the-
doors
no.
or creases.
absolutely no doors whatsoever.
Oh, Rattle's already
Bentley's
escaped
in there
with
too.
food.
I take this as a challenge.
Berg's like banging on the side. Let me out! Let me out! Uncorks the vial and just lays it out. The only light in here is a small match, and you just see Grampton's face. Lights the whole thing.
Oh my god.
Need you guys to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Okay, a 17 and a. Oh, thank God. 17 and a 15. My saving throw for cons a 5.
Oh
Dirty 20.
my god.
Grandpa's knocked out. No. No.
Holy shit.
a 7 on the disadvantage.
Yeah, I managed to still pull a dirty 20 on disadvantage.
Is the gun in this?
In this area, is it? I have to ask you because you created the shell.
Oh,
The
no.
way I was thinking, all this is happening on the table.
Okay.
I wouldn't say the weapon's loaded, but I'd say it exists within the space.
All right,
Yeah, absolutely.
The gun's
Okay.
there.
Look,
So
you lit the incense next
you
to
guys
the gun.
hear the beating on the shell around you start to slow down. Boom, boom, boom. And then you just hear a slide sound. And then
Oh.
a little plop on the ground. Grampton's like,
This is incredible.
I don't imagine we could hardly see each other. Like,
no, it's totally
Oh
dark.
my god.
You didn't create a light in this
no,
space.
absolutely not.
There's just the
Oh my God.
the little
Thunderbelly.
embers of the incense
You know,
burning on the floor.
Just for Rakshata's favorite, I'll start doing Elven Dance Party, and I'll have some lights going around with
Okay.
prestidigitation.
My constitution save was 7, so
7, yeah, the lights are all encompassing right now. That's all you can really focus on, and they're refracting pretty nicely off of the barrel. Just saying. What was your save?
I'm in this as well.
I mean, yeah, you were watching him break down the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked. Rattle's going to be where the gun is at.
All right.
Oh, that's a natural 1.
No,
You and Berg are in the same boat. After about 5 minutes of breathing this air, you're down.
I watched my two buddies collapse. I'm like, oh, no, dude.
No, dude.
Oh man.
This is
I
so
lift the
not
dome.
PC.
Oh, Scrando, please get these gentlemen some water.
Smoke's billowing out in Grondo's face. He's like spectral tears that like get to the bottom of his jaw and then vanish upward.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Turns around, comes back with a couple comically large glasses of water, passes them through the window. Each one's about this big. It's like a gallon of water. With the new appearance of windows within the space, you guys are finally able to see a little bit of what's going around besides what's illuminated by the dance party lights. And Do you bring the shell down? Are you guys?
Are you asking if I'm reclosing the shell?
No, I mean, like, are you bringing it back down into the floor, like you opening up the space?
Oh, I'll turn it back normal.
Okay.
Just so we can put Rattle on my lap.
Yeah,
Start
you
giving him
guys
some water.
see the aftermath of the situation. Grampton has not stopped coughing. He's just slapping the floor, hunched over. Berg is face down. Like, it looks like somebody needs to draw a chalk line around him. Like,
On top of all that.
yeah, Rattle's out cold. You guys are tripping hard.
Roxana needed this.
After giving him
So-
some water, Mondo starts pouring it onto himself, just vibing.
You guys have about 2 hours of this. So,
Oh God.
those of you who are awake, you've got a little bit of downtime to use as you see fit.
You know?
Oh gosh.
Just,
We should be worrying about Viggo. Following the lights.
it's totally okay. I could totally still drive. It's and I walk to the wrong door that's not the exit.
You
Just
open
go
up
into
the
the
door. You open up the door to the training room, and you see weapons just lining the walls and like training dummies that have been split into multiple pieces. And
Our
you're just
ship, it's been taken.
kind of killed my vibe, bro. We fight stuff, man. That's not cool.
Oh man. Oh.
Are you going to attempt to enchant anything?
That would be a really interesting enchantment. You know what? Fuck it. If it's got Grampton that weird, I'm just hoping it takes me to a special place. You know what? I'll do. I'm gonna try to make cold bullets
Okay.
Oh shit. Okay.
for the shotgun. Yeah, I'm gonna take.
All right, you're gonna take one of the shells.
slugs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one of the slugs and I'm gonna try. After a couple doors, eventually make it into the workshop.
Yeah, I'll let that slide. So you get into the workshop and you get all your tools set up by the different Mondos, and you've got the pouch of shells beside you. With your etching tool, you manage to sit and focus on a couple of shells. I need you to make 2 Arcana checks, not disadvantaged, just straight rolls.
Okay, 6 plus my Arcana is 6, so 12.
Nice catch.
Thank you. Natural 20.
Natural 20. So the first one, it takes you about 25 minutes, and you get the etching done and completed, and you're sort of looking between the slug to your spell book. You're like, oh, fuck. I missed one of the glyphs, and you got to go back and sort of redo it. You get that one done. And then after, you embed that process into your mind, you sort of take 2 more shells out and you get them done within the same period of time. So after just under an hour, you have 3 cold shells, 3 cold slugs rather. So those will add your D4 cold damage to the actual slug damage. Excuse me.
I think Roxana is just gonna try to meditate during this time.
Okay. As soon as you close your eyes, everything gets way too much to handle. You've as soon as you shut your eyes, you feel like your body is rotating on a Z-axis in space. So like turns upside down, spins a bunch of times, and then turns on the Y-axis, spins a bunch of times. You open your eyes, you haven't moved at all, but it's starting to make you feel nauseous.
They're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna try and concentrate on the disco ball light. Unless I want to drop concentration.
I mean, well, yeah, shit. I did have to. That's ritualistic, but I would say that.
The map isn't. I don't think the map is
I
concentration.
thought she was talking about the disco lights.
Yeah.
Oh.
That
requested to
yeah, that would have
draw.
been way too much shit going on. You know. I will keep the map open though. That doesn't take much. That's like a
Okay.
afterthought in the
In
back
that-
of Mondo's brain.
In that thought, I'm gonna just stare at the map and
So
watch the path of.
you guys are in the same area with Grampton and Berg, right? And Bentley.
Yeah.
And you're in
Unless
the
somebody-
workshop.
Once I finish with all the shells, I come back out.
Okay.
But for whatever.
As you guys are sort of talking and you're watching the map rotate and sort of trying to make note of different things landmarked on it, you guys are shunted back into reality. The mansion disappears around you. You are on the very edge of the walkway outside of the airship, and everybody else is in the interior of the airship.
Looking around. What the hell? How does that fucking happen? I'll walk back over.
You were in different spots in the
Yeah.
mansion.
Yeah, fair point. I'll walk back over.
All right, so you walk into the cabin. Thankfully, it wasn't moving. You guys were hovering in place. It's about 11:30 in the morning.
Ugh. Wow.
So they were still unconscious when they got jolted out, were they?
No, everybody was Well, actually, yeah,
Yeah.
Rattleberg and Grampton was conscious. He just wasn't handling it well. If he wanted to quit consciousness at that moment, but he couldn't. Rattle and Berg are still out, but it's a much needed reprieve after the things that have gone down in the last couple days.
Nobody landed on the rifle?
No.
The rifle's just laying
No.
there?
Good.
That would have hurt like
Yeah.
a bitch.
Sure enough. So, what are y'all doing?
Well, Rakshada is in no shape to drive for sure, unless it's already wore off.
It hasn't.
Okay, so yeah. Who's going to drive?
Not Is Bentley squinty-eyed?
Bentley is not.
He's not phased?
No.
What?
He seems to be doing pretty well.
You know, I know exactly. She has came through for me many, many times before. The one person who went unaffected. Well, Samira.
Alright.
Samira's flipped the shit before.
Yeah, she has.
I pet her behind the ears because that's what I like.
Between her and Bentley, they kind of, co-flew the ship a little together.
What?
And you know what's weird?
Dude.
Typically, Tresiums, they fucking hate dogs. She likes Bentley for some fucking reason. I like it.
We fly together.
Oh man.
But yeah, Bentley, you're good to help drive, right?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
onward then. And I guess our high asses just try to play Map Quest in the back. To try to
Yeah, where are you guys just letting them do whatever? Whenever they get to the controls, like what? How?
No,
Are you sending them off in a certain direction?
Yeah, I guess we'll.
I told you I was gonna try to study the map to see which spot Viggo frequented the most in the mountains.
Yeah, and I told you it was a small sort of collection of mountains
The
to
60 miles out.
southwest.
Okay.
I guess
I
collectively.
remember that.
Collectively, I think we could maybe try to get them put in the right direction before we put all faith in.
All right, you guys are like helicopter pet parents, like over them, getting Samir's paws on the right instruments and like angling it southwest the best you can. Bentley's like trying to nibble at your knees and thighs and stuff while you're messing with Samira because he gets jealous. And yeah, so after I'd say less than 5 minutes of you guys getting them set on the right direction, the airship begins to move.
Oh my god. I just look over at Mondo
Definitely
sit
high
down
five.
and just try and wait
Relax
it
it
out.
off. Make sure that Berg and Rattle aren't in a position where they're gonna wake up with a crick in their neck. What?
Uh-oh.
I'm so mad at myself because, like, whenever I roll for silly checks, like animals driving an airship, I roll stupid good. Just rolled 2 19s simultaneously with 2 die.
They're driving this shit better than we do.
Exactly.
Oh
Like, this is going swimmingly.
my god.
That's the perfect high right there. Like looking at your pets just flying a fucking airship perfectly, and you're just sitting there like, "There's no way. We're."
Oh my god. It reminds me of the karate monkey from Grandma's Boy.
Oh
You
my
guys
god.
remember that?
Yep.
I bought a lion, man. Monkey, no! Flying crane kick down a set of stairs. Oh god, I'm sorry. I love that movie. But yeah, you guys are making good time. After about 45 minutes to an hour along your journey, you sort of begin to come to. Rattle wakes up, Berg wakes up, Grampton finally stops coughing. He does not appear to be able to speak at this moment.
Oh, that throat's raw.
Poor grandpa. I pass him my water skin.
He chugs it, but still
We haven't picked up any lozenges.
mm-mm,
We need to
magic lozenge.
meet with a cleric who specializes in lozenges.
Holy lozenge.
Ricola!
Not a sponsor.
No.
So yeah. Is anybody taking over for the animals?
Well, I take over for the
Right.
animals when they're doing significantly well.
All right.
This is amazing.
So, while all of this is happening, you guys are finally within eye shot of the mountain range. You can see it pretty far out there, but it wasn't too far from Garatra Gap, so you're making good time getting there. Anything you guys want to do? You have about 30 minutes, 45 minutes before you get there.
When we got the ammo bags, you didn't say specifically how many units of each ammo type were in
Didn't?
both, I don't believe.
I thought I did. Okay.
You said ammo bag.
Yeah.
Pouches. Never say bags.
Bag of holding.
I will roll real quick and see how many each bag or pouch holds. Okay. There are 20 30-06 caliber bullets. And
Rattle has those.
and damn it, does anybody have another D12?
D12, here you go.
And 12 slugs.
Nice. 3 of which being
Cold.
Yeah.
I decide that I want to take one of the guns. Not the cold ones, but the rifle. Unless Rattle did.
Well, I mean, it's laying on the ground over
In the cabin, yeah. If you take the rifle, do you have the card for the rifle?
Yeah, it's right there. I'll load the shotgun with one cold, one regular.
All right. Okay.
Shot is used to melee weapons.
Not very honorable of a paladin to snipe people.
Yeah.
Holy bull.
All right.
Especially as an adult like father.
You're right. mercy on you. Boom!
Is there anything you're doing with the downtime before you guys get there?
Question. After we had that encounter in our dreams, do we get a long rest?
You guys did end up getting a long rest. You just lost more of this day. Alright. If you guys are good, for the sake of time, we'll fast forward to when you are overhead of the mountains, looking down over the railing as you guys are hovering sort of off to the side, not directly above the mountain range. You can sort of see how the negative space looks like the bundled wheat symbology for ROI. You, however, cannot see into that area. It's sort of like, it's well lit as it's about 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So the entire area around is well lit, but looking into the center of this mountain range where the wheat symbology is, there's just darkness. There is some movement on the side of the mountain, but from this distance you can't really make out exactly what is there. There's also...
Is there any landing areas that we can...
There...
Any flat spots that we can hide the...
I mean, the entire area around is... You guys are in the Talenta Plains at this point. So it's fairly flat all the way around. Besides this mountain range, there's a set of ruins at the end of a road leading up into the mountains. And it seems like that set of ruins... God, what is wrong with me? That set of ruins, would be the path that you would take to get into the center of the mountain range. If it would be the path of least resistance, other than, climbing a mountain.
So we would be able to land up there with it?
Not on the mountain.
No. Okay,
We could park it there, but
Yeah.
then that would put it at big risk.
Duh. Why don't we just leave the Bentley? Why don't we just leave Bentley and Samira to drive the ship and keep it hovered, and we just either rope down and keep them hovered and have them ready for us to escape with Viggo if needed?
That wouldn't be too much of a problem if Samira didn't take a little bit of my focus to make sure that she literally existed.
Wait, well, what about... Hang on.
But
Grampton. We could just leave Grampton on the ship.
Sure, if you think it's a good idea, sure.
I'll drive.
Now, I think we could... I don't know if entering from the bottom coming up would be our best way. I mean, we have a lot of resources to make sure that we don't have to do that. So if there might be a better way to get where we're going, we have climbing supplies, very good ones too.
Anybody who wants to can make a history check.
Sure.
I'll try.
15.
Yeah, you in particular found a really nice pair of binoculars.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
That is
they're right
true.
here.
Plus the scope on Rattle's rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rattle, come try that big hunk of metal out with me. Let's check out what's going on here, and I'll pull out the binoculars, try to get a... I'll actually go outside, so it's not like we're... So I can
Peering
have more
through the window?
Yeah,
Okay.
just more freedom of movement.
Thank you for specifying. You bring the binoculars up. I need you both to make perception checks with advantage.
Oh.
11. With your powers combined, you guys managed to spot some shifting, armored, humanoid figures moving boxes and blocks to and fro. Every once in a while, they'll walk out of view behind a mountain, then another one will walk forward, and then another one will walk back. as you're sort of moving the binoculars around to the bigger picture of the mountain range itself, you guys do see a humanoid figure looking up at you guys. He's a very well dressed man, pale skin, sort of purple outlines going down his eyes. He's just sort of making a stupid face, waving up at you guys, sort of gesturing with his arms.
Get close to Rattle. Wow. So this guy is really just standing on a mountain trying to pretty much.
He's at the base of the mountains.
Would insight work in this case?
You roll
Snipe
you could
insight.
roll inside at disadvantage.
I'm going to take my chances on that. Oh, yeah, that's a natural one.
It's a natural one. This dude is
Yeah.
fucking evil. You have no idea why, but you just do not trust this sack of shit for anything.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What you thinking, Rattle?
He's going to take the rifle down
Oh no. Okay.
and like the most absolute disgusted face that you've ever seen on this bird. He's just like, and just walks away.
Okay. Doesn't even care to shoot. He just pities the lowly fool.
I look at Rattle and I look back down at the guy and just give him an angry look. What did you do to him?
He can't see you
Yeah.
guys for shit all the way down there, but it's up to you what you do from here.
I mean,
I'm gonna take a bag of lizard jerky, the last one I have, and I'm gonna attempt to throw it at him from this long, long way
Okay.
up.
yes.
Roll Dex. All in the flick of the wrist.
14 plus 3, 17.
Nice. So, sort of rear back, take this pouch of long, bad lizard jerky, fling it super hard. You feel like you threw it a bit wide, but it's got a spin to it, and it's falling, and then sort of wind picks it up and curves it back as it's spinning. He's like, jumps and catches the bag. You have the binoculars back
Yes.
up now. He's sort of inspecting it, holding it back.
I just,
Opens
I walk in. Don't worry, Rattle, I got him.
it.
Oh my gosh. That's a good Rattle Mondo moment.
Watch, we're gonna get fucking trapped in this place, and this dude's gonna be the only person willing to save us, and he's gonna notice that it's us and be like, "Are you guys the airship guys?" No.
Threw down that shit bag at me.
So, how are we going about this?
I guess we should just use our climbing skills. Bartek, are you going with us too? I think Grumpton should stay with Bentley in the airship.
Takes me a long time to climb.
I gesture at
Tiny.
my back.
Tiny
Or-
arms.
I gesture at my back, and I gesture at Mondo. We've got the two best climbers in here. And then I gesture to Rattle. If you want to jump on my back, you're more than welcome to.
And we
Did-
have the super cool fucking magical rope.
Did you tell everybody about the stuff that you saw the figures carrying?
Oh, I was the only one who noticed that.
Well, you and Rattle.
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and just show. So pretty much, we were looking down. We saw these people carrying crates of we really don't know what. But then there was one guy down there trying to signal to us. And Rattle looked down at him, and I'd never seen Rattle scrunch up so bad. So I decided to throw some lizard jerky at him. And he caught it, which was even funnier than it hitting him. And he opened it. He was not happy. But I don't know what the fuck they were up to or why they were trying to summon us. But if they know anything about the people that originally owned this ship and they were trying to summon us for that reason, that sure would shit on our nice day. But well, okay.
I mean, let's just give it a try. Let's just lower down.
Yeah.
If they were hauling stuff, we might be able to turn the tables and reap the benefit.
That's true. And maybe getting a little bit of a
rogue.
Yeah.
Let's see. I need to see what kind of people they are and what if they are doing to Viggo. And if before we decide to steal from them, we should make sure that they're not Viggo's people.
Yeah.
That we don't know about.
Speaking of Viggo, I'm going to cut over to you.
Nice.
You are bound by manacles in a cell deep underground. You are not exactly sure where you are, but you were captured by a group of heavily armored and armed individuals while you were sort of taking care of several different bounties in separate towns. Just sort of, after being separated from your team, you wanted to get some, experience doing adventurer work, so you were hunting down hoodlums and bringing them to local guard posts alive.
Princely garb.
In your princely garb for exorbitant sums of money. When you were ambushed, you were captured, and they took your funds and your gear. All you really have is the clothes on your back right now, which are fairly torn.
How rude of them.
Make a perception check.
I just realized I don't have a d20. It's been like 2 hours on it.
I'm sorry, Bailey. I'm sorry.
Oh boy. Lovely.
6. You're pissed. Looking around,
Yeah.
you can't really focus much because you're just so fucking mad. You start moving your arms against the manacles again. Make a strength check.
Oh yeah. This is what I'm fucking good at. Yes, 19.
Just like, throw a solid punch at nothing, forgetting for a brief moment that you've been bound, and then you just hear cracking of stone and creaking of metal. And you sort of push your arm a little bit further. There's more slack now. You can reach the bars from this point. You're still bound, but you've got more slack on your right arm. Do you keep trying?
Yes.
All right, roll 2 more strength checks.
Oh, okay.
13. 17.
13 and 17. So you throw a punch with your left arm this time. It doesn't move as much, and then you follow up with another right punch, and basically the steel bar embedded into the stone wall that your manacles are attached to just snaps out of the wall. That bar itself, along with your chain, would act as a sort of chain whip, basically. You could, over the course of about 20 minutes or so, use that to pry the other bar out of the wall for your left hand. Just do another strength check. 20. Doesn't take you nearly as long as you thought. You just sort of keep slamming that bar into the wall until the stone cracks around it, and then you rip it out. You've still got heavy chains on both of your arms, along with the steel bars that you're holding, but you can move around freely in this cell. With that, you made a lot of noise in the process.
Oh God.
You hear footsteps coming along the corridor, and we're going to cut back over there.
Oh.
Shit.
So,
Yep, let's go down.
Sure. Yeah, let's,
how are you guys going about descending? Are you descending near the ruins? Are you descending out of eyeshot of the ruins? Where are you going?
Probably do it out of eyeshot of the ruins, just in case. I mean, if
Yeah,
that
we
dude
don't-
saw us.
I mean, regardless, as soon as we land, you know, Bentley and Granton are gonna take the ship back up to get it out of away from here. So we don't really have to worry about where we're leaving it. To be honest, if we're trying to catch up with those people that me and Rattle saw, it's best if we get as close to that location as we could.
Okay.
We could climb off the side from the rope we have, so we don't have to fully touch down.
That's fine with me. I mean, is it what's the magical rope? Can I see the thing for
Sure.
that? Is it what you can just
Also, I have to do
attach?
my rolls for the day. I didn't think about that.
Anything that's secure and stable.
Does that count the airship?
I mean,
Oh yes.
it's animated, so
That's right.
as long as he's within a certain distance of the rope, if he says the command word, he can command it to do just about anything he wants it to.
9
Okay.
and an 8. It's not good rolls for the day, but I'll take it.
Important rolls?
Yep.
Nice.
I went the whole session last time without using it, so I was like, okay, I gotta remember this time. Then I have to do the fucking.
Hmm.
6. But I don't have to use that.
So, Grampton takes the helm of the controls, and you guys start lowering your altitude, sort of keeping to the starboard side of the airship. You know, you're just dropping down. After a while, you get a good 75 feet off the ground. Grampton's like,
This is about as low as I can take her. Comfortably.
Just attach the hook, pull on it a couple times.
okay,
I'll go off first.
all right.
You
slide down.
Mondo.
As you're sliding down the rope of climbing, it sort of got this it like goes down straight, and where your foot is resting on it, it like goes up into a hoop, so that it's like bracing your fall as you're sliding down it.
You're like an elf performer with your wings.
Mondo's laughing the whole way down.
All right, you touch down on the ground, and do you guys follow suit?
Yeah.
You do land light as a feather. There's like barely any dust kicked up whenever you hit the ground.
Before Rattle goes down, he's going to look again in the rifle scope.
Okay. For the same dude?
Just any of the people to see if they're approaching.
You're a lot closer now, sort of, keeping your scope trained on the area where the ruins are just out of view of. You don't see any movement. Sort of taking the rifle scope away from your eye, you do see the individual that you guys, saw gesturing for you earlier, sort of like low hustling towards you. He's like crouch running, sort of scooting along the ground towards you, looking back a lot.
Not a very stealthy fellow.
No.
want to do it. Okay, can I make an acrobatics check to see if I can go down as nicely as Mondo did?
Sure.
I want to be Grace.
Alright.
All I saw was like Cirque du Soleil when you described it, because with the foot over the. Plus 1. 17.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're sort of staring at the grappling hook end, getting jealous of Mondo and how his dismount was like a perfect 10. You scoop up Berg and put him on your back saddle real quick. You wrap your hand around or the rope around part of your arm, and you sort of start sliding, letting it curl around your bracers as you're sliding down. Whenever you get about 3/4 of the way down, you kick your legs out as hard as you can and get a swing. You start swinging up pretty high quickly. You let go of the rope, do a backflip, and then land with your claws digging into the side of the mountain. Berg's still on your back.
I'm laughing, and I use prestidigitation to just behind me a whole bunch of like.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's Berg thinking right now? Pretty cool, right?
No. Okay, yeah, it was a little cool, but please don't do that without asking me.
I had to one up that winged bastard.
He's
just
your
standing there.
friend.
Yes, bastard in an endearing way.
Close the Oh no, not the
And Rattle's gonna go down normally.
Okay.
Nice.
You just slide down. Take your time. There's a little bit of dust that gets kicked up whenever you drop off the road, and you just dust yourself off. Look at everybody plainly.
I give Rattle the same entrance.
Okay.
Applause, just for making it.
Rattle covers that thing.
Chirp, chirp. The well-dressed individual is now getting a lot closer.
How close?
Like about 45 feet.
Oh, so we all see him. at the
Yeah.
same- oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gets up to you, goes, "Hello! How do you do?" Oh my god.
Not well. I was trying to eat this morning and my breakfast fell off the ship.
That's wonderful. Oh wait, never mind. I'm sorry. That was a predetermined response. I am doing terribly. My name is Oswald. There's some fine things in this mountain range, I'm told, but there's just there's a bit of a pest problem, military pest problem. I was about to just turn tail and run away, like smart people do, but I saw you guys. You seem to be doing pretty well. How about I help you find the stuff that I'm looking for and the stuff that you're probably looking for, and then we just split it nice 50-50, all walk away super happy with the minimum amount of viscera on us.
50. You know what? I am a well-educated man, and I know that 50-50 in these conditions. And I just gesture to way more than just two people.
Well, yeah, but you guys don't even know what you're looking for.
Yes, we do.
You know.
Okay, sorry.
we know
Maybe
who
that
it-
was a bit bold of me to assume.
Absolutely bold. Yes.
Okay, well, how about 25.75? Huh? I have no way of getting across those plains by myself again. I need this stuff, at least some of it. Please.
You know what? I think it would be easier to say yes if you told us what it was that you were going after.
Precious fine minerals. Finest minerals in all the lands. I'm a dragon shard salesman, you see, but my stock has run dry. So, I was coming to collect some of the finer minerals from this long abandoned ore. Or, mine.
So what is it that we're fighting?
That's interesting.
What are you asking us to defend and retrieve? I understand that you need your scales or whatever, but we're looking for a friend in this area.
I don't need scales. I need dragon shards.
And I pull a dragon shard out.
Yes!
Talking about this.
That! I need lots of that. There are people who pay very good money for those things right there. How much for that? Would you say?
And I show him my tattoo, and I'm like, I need it for alleviation for my very, very hurtful brain.
Great.
Sorry.
Lyvrandar is doing business with airships now? That's incredibly terrible. That's terrible. You should be ashamed.
Start like pulling his clothes, like his shit to the side. You sound like you know a lot about what you're talking about.
I really don't. I just know that Lyvrandar owns like basically all of the lightning rails in Khyber. And the galleons. And now you want the airships too? Monopolies are bad, man. They're bad for business. I'm a businessman. I know that.
Well, you know, it's
You're also dealing in special items.
yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
special items that should not be taken from their owners.
All right, so how about we just round back out to what's on the other side of that mountain there in those ruins? It's a pretty decent sized Karnathi force. They you know the Karnathi.
Yeah,
I'm
ye
not
old
from around
Karnathi, of course. No, we do not.
Give us
Okay.
an explanation and we might help.
Basically, a bunch of paranoid nobles and king run this nation called Karnath. It's actually just Karnath. They don't have the same outlook on undeath as, sensible people do. So they enlist soldiers, and whenever those soldiers die, whether it be natural age or in battle, they have, clerics resurrect them as undead, and then they continue to proudly fight in the army. They don't go crazy or anything. They just keep rotting, and it's gross, man.
Shot his ears, like, as soon as she hears the word undead, like, her ears slowly pin back, and she just, like, has, like, a little growl. Starts a little cat growl.
Yeah, it's not cool, I know. They're fucking gross. I don't like it. I can't take them on by myself. I'm a treasure hunter. I look for stuff.
Are you armed?
Am I armed?
Yes.
I
Do
mean,
you have any form of weaponry?
I think I'm still armed. I look still armed.
He's got dad jokes, Mondo.
I do. I'm sorry, okay? Don't hurt me. I've got a couple of darts and a slingshot. It keeps some of the pests away. Not pests that are that big, though.
I see. Treasure hunter, huh?
I don't know what they're after over here. The Karnathi usually don't leave the borders of the country. I mean, they do patrols out, past the border lines, so sometimes, but not often. They're here for a reason.
So, what would be our best bet of getting in, as far as what you know?
Well, personally, it looks like they've been taking stuff in and out of this mountain range. Stuff that I probably need. I don't usually like to stir the shit pot in political affairs and stuff, but I've mined almost every Dragon Shard or Vein lead that I've got in Valinar, and it's been a long journey here. I don't know where to get anymore. I got a lead, and apparently they did too. If dragon shards are in those boxes, we could all make a lot of money.
Well, how close are we to the entrance of this place?
The ruins, good 25-minute walk, I guess, if you crouch run like I did.
Okay.
It's stylish. Don't tell me it's not stylish. It's the most stylish way to sneak.
Well, if you do you have any way? Have you seen any dwarven individuals around this area since you've been here looking for the shards or the orvanes?
Some
Or
of the
since you came into?
Some of the stockier undead kind of look dwarvish. I know there was a living person brought here a couple days ago. Yeah, he may have been dwarvish. He was a bit big for a dwarf.
Look at Milo. That could be him.
Yeah.
It would follow
Sure
the
is.
map's instructions.
Some of the
Was he,
meaner ones were carrying him.
Was he making a lot of noise when he came through here?
Yeah.
Talking a lot of shit.
Didn't seem like quiet was a part of his repertoire.
Yeah, that's it.
I love it. Okay, well, right, Oswald. I'm Rakshata. This is Mondo, and this is Rattle. We
How do you do?
And of course, you cannot forget Berg.
and Berg, yes. And I look down.
Man, come on.
I'm
I
sorry,
prefer
Berg.
if you just look in my general direction instead of looking down at me. God.
Sorry. How
I'm
6'2".
Berg, okay? Berg Molehill. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I'm a little guy, okay? That is pretty funny.
I don't believe you strictly said. Is he a human man, Oswald?
Oswald, he appears to be human.
Okay.
He's very pale.
Okay. Alright, well, lead us to the entrance, and then I have an idea.
How about I just direct you from the back?
That's fine, just wherever's easiest to get this in.
Got it. So, are you guys making your way over there quietly, or are you just gonna march up to him?
I want to try and sneak up, because I can use my divine sense to see how many of these things are over
You
there.
sure could.
Can I do that, DM?
You sure can.
Okay.
Is everybody sneaking? Are you gonna fly? I'm
I'll
just
stick
trying
with
to.
everybody else.
I'm just trying to get a lowdown on what's going on.
It's hard to sneak when you're flying, and especially over an open.
Open plane.
Yeah.
Before that happens, I think Rattle is going to get Mondo's attention,
Okay.
and he's going to ask for the little map thing.
Oh,
Bead.
Of course.
And where is Xandris right now?
Xandris is no longer in the area where the bunker was. You don't see him on the map of Corvair at all.
Oh shit. Just on the.
What?
Just Corvair though.
Just
Ah.
Corvair.
I'll look into the other countries to see
Okay.
to see if he's even on Eberron at all.
He is not on Zendrik or Argonassen, any of the smaller islands. There is just his name hovering over the sort of staticed out country of Sarlona.
He might have been successful in his teleportation tinkering.
It seems like it. That's the only way he would have been able to move
Oh
that quickly.
God, girl, whoa, holy shit. Oh, fuck, you're nasty. Oh.
God save.
Gassed out. Oh, I'm glad I'm here.
you still here?
That's so fun.
Yeah, pick her up. See what happens.
Squeeze it out of her.
No.
Give her some love.
Oh.
She just wants love, Dad.
The things I do for my cats, I swear. Anyway, you got Mondo's attention.
Mhm.
What?
Can I take you seriously?
As if you can take me seriously any other time. It's so easy to take Logan seriously. He's such a serious Sam.
Anywho.
I'm all ears.
Yeah, I'm looking right at you. Yes, right.
Riley's gonna be like, no, never mind.
Okay, right.
I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings interrupting you? I feel bad now. Nothing? Okay.
No, is that Logan talking to me?
Yes!
Oh no, no.
I should have cleared that up. Alright. I need you guys to roll stealth checks if you're sneaky.
Ooh. 18.
7.
Oh no. Ching.
Yep. Oh, we both rolled a 3.
I'm at 8.
Oh no.
8, 7, 15,
18.
18. Okay.
Bird.
Bird got an 18 as well, and Oswald didn't do too bad. So,
Rattle bones.
yeah, you guys you're sort of making a little bit of noise, but the wind in the area coming up along the side of the mountain sort of drowning out the sound of your clanking. You guys are coming up along the edge. You feel like you've been pretty quiet thus far. You can now see a portion of the ruins from the edge of the mountain that you're peeking over.
Okay. Is it
You guys are
full cover
just,
or half cover?
it's about 3/4 cover.
I need to get closer then.
Okay.
In order to sense them.
So you guys press onward. Now, from here, I'd just like to elaborate on your positioning. Say the mountain's like this, the ruins are here, you guys are about here. You can either go up and around the mountains and get more of a vantage point as far as altitude, or you could head down and try and sneak into the actual ruins themselves.
I feel like that's probably the best option.
Going into the ruins is unavoidable at this point. So I mean, we could try to scope it out, but I mean, regardless of whether we scope it out or not, we'll probably do the same thing regardless.
Okay. So you guys start descending down the mountainside over to the closest broken walls that you can see. There are, now that you're closer, there are portions of buildings that are still relatively intact, but the majority of them do not have 4 standing walls. Some roofs are connected only by 2 thin pillars that seem only about 2 stones lengths wide. It's basically just a bunch of balanced stones barely sticking together. They are large stones, though. The Karnathi soldiers are sort of scattered throughout. In the area that you guys are in right now, there are only about 2 skeletal-looking soldiers walking around checking the perimeter. They are about 50 feet away from you.
Okay. I think we should take out the straggly boys first, and then head in. Once they're taken out, I can detect how many of these things there are in the ruin.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do it quietly. So me and you, we get our bows out. I guess me and Rattle can't use our new boys just yet. We'll do that I think that's within long and short bow range, right? Because I have a long bow.
50 feet?
Longbow's a little bit longer than
Yeah,
that,
it
but
is.
Short bow.
But that's how far they are from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah,
long bow too.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Actually, I have a great bow.
Yeah.
Use that.
The great bow that we have is attached to the ship.
Oh, was that it? Okay. Never mind. I was using.
That's what that was, right? The great bow?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to put that in parentheses on the ship. Okay. I'm gonna use one of these cold arrows.
Alright.
I'll use a regular since I see she's going to use one of the inscribed ones.
Yep. So it's 2 arrows
Alright.
left.
Whenever you guys are ready, roll to hit with advantage.
Is that proficiency with the longbow?
You would just add your proficiency bonus, and then add your dex.
16 for me.
It's 15 for me.
You guys focus in, let your arrows fly.
Mm-hmm.
They pass quietly from your bows. They both connect with each other in midair, splitting the arrows. They also turn to ice and shatter, hitting the ground, making soft, like clattering sounds as they hit the ground near the 2 soldiers. You just hear, and they're sort of growling, looking around the area behind them where the arrows fell. They are roll a perception check real quick, whoever wants to.
6.
15.
With 6, you see the airship starting to crest over the other side of the mountain range, gaining altitude, sort of hovering in place overhead. You notice that with the way they're sort of weaving, intersecting, looking around, they are getting closer to you guys, but the 2 soldiers are almost underneath one of the more precarious looking pillars, holding up a stone roof.
Right. Armando, could you? And I point at the stone roof, and I just mimic spell boom, or gun boom. It doesn't matter.
I mean, one of my missiles would be a little bit quieter than a gun, but I mean, if we're going that route, it's going to be loud either way. So.
I mean, either way, I feel like it wouldn't matter because it would lead them out, and then I would be able to detect them.
Yeah, I mean, we've been stealthy thus far, but I mean, we'd only get a little bit more sneaking to do before everybody was on to us anyway, so.
I assume all of this is being whispered.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify. Yeah.
Is the stone roof and pillars in front of the ruins entrance?
You guys are in the ruins right now. It's not one set entrance. Like, you came from the side and you sort of hopped over a series of small stone walls to get deeper into the ruins themselves. If I had to draw a layout real quick, I could. How do you guys feel? Do you want to take a short break?
I think it's right at like the 2, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we need to take a break.
So we will we'll take a short break here and then reconvene afterwards.
All right.
Everybody can use the bathroom and we can get back to it.